everyone, and welcome back to Adelaide. Today we're going to be reviewing some hot cross buns in Adelaide. Hot cross buns are a type of sweet or a bun that is traditionally eaten on Good Friday, although they are now available all year round in many parts of the world. Let's see what my wonderful hometown has on offer this Easter. First bun off the shelf is Lost Loaf, which is located in Plant 4 in Bowden, and they are famous for handmade loaves of bread. But here we have their wonderful glazy hot cross buns. Lost Loaf's buns are a sourdough bun, so they tend to be more heavy based than your traditional hot cross bun, but that also means they're packed full of flavour. The tribe at Lost Loaf also use South Australian flour, and they also use a long fermentation process on buns like these. These buns were heavier, as mentioned previously, because they are a sourdough and do tend to have quite a bit of weight behind them, but they remain fresh and delicious, and that glaze was just lovely. Although these were the fruit ones, they were quite light on fruit and had a hit of that dried apricot inside. Just delicious. The spices were so aromatic as well. The next buns off my plate were from Scala Bakery. Scala is proudly South Australian and opened its doors back in 1952. Scala has 4 locations in Adelaide: Central Market, Kensington Park, West Beach and Semaphore. The Scala hot cross buns we got were the classic buns. They were a cute little bun packed full of spice and flavour, but it also meant that you could have more than one. Wink wink. They didn't have too much glaze on them, but it had a generous amount of fruit and big ripe sultanas, so whack some butter in that and you're on your way. Next up is the ever popular dough, which is also located in Central Market and known for its delicious pastries. They're also known for their delicious hot cross buns, which you have to call ahead to order. These beautifully glazed buns are presented to you in a very cute box. These buns are also sourdough buns, so they are on the heavier side, and these ones are on the darker side, but they have a thin cross, which some people prefer. As I mentioned before, these buns are a little on the darker side and are quite heavy, but do remain fresh even though they are preservative free. The one thing I adored about these buns was the aromatics. It just lingered on and you could smell it as soon as you cut it open. It was generous with the fruit, so I highly recommend it, even though it's probably past, that you jump on these next year at Easter time. They are the best. The next buns straight out of the oven were from Dulwich Bakery. So the original bakery obviously was in Dulwich, but you can now find them in Glenelg, Malvern, Beulah Park, Unley, Woodcroft, Henley Beach, Grange, Golden Grove, Pasadena and Collinswood. To start off, we got stuck into some chocolate chip hot cross buns from Dulwich. They were also handcrafted and preservative free, as the label says. For the traditionalists in your family, you can get stuck into the fruit buns, which also are handmade and preservative free. Both were served up in a traditional format, but let's check them out a little bit closer. Although this one does look a little bit squashed, these Dulwich buns were fruity, fluffy and full of flavour. The chocolate chip versions from Dulwich Bakery would have to be my favourite chocolate chip hot cross bun. They were fluffy and light and packed full of those chalky chips. Dulwich Bakery remind me of the traditional everyday hot cross bun, but they are preservative free as mentioned before, so the flavour is just intense. The fruit in them was very generous, so if you like a really fruity classic bun, then Dulwich is the one for you. Their chalky version was my absolute favourite, full of choc chips. Cut it up, put it in the oven, make it a bit crunchy and add some butter. You're in heaven. Last but not least is the classic Perryman's Bakery in North Adelaide. The people of Perryman's have been baking at that site since 1850 for over 160 years, so we can say they really know how to bake a bun. I picked up a traditional 6-pack of fruit cross buns, and these were just delicious. Light in colour, slightly glazed and generous on the fruit. They were nice and puffy and stayed fresh for a long time. A very traditional looking bun, but don't let that put you off. They are absolutely gorgeous. Perfect amount of fruit, perfect amount of spice, another candidate for the oven with lashings of butter. But if you're not fussy, you can always grab after Boxing Day some hot cross buns from the supermarket. They are unfortunately chock full of preservatives, as you can see by the ingredients list here on that photo, but they are cheap and you can grab 2 packets for $6. If you're not really a bun fan and you prefer a brew, head on down to Bowden Brewing and pick up some of their beautiful hot cross bun brown ale, presented to you in these beautiful cans and even in a beautiful little box. Next up is one of my favourite places in Adelaide, Pirate Life Brewing. They have an amazing choc chip hot cross bun pastry stout, served to you in these beautiful looking cans, or you can also get it on tap at the brewery in Port Adelaide. Thanks again for joining me in Wonderland, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun.